gloves are off. The Arsenal-Manchester City rivalry has reached a fever pitch. What has been slowly building up for over 2 years now has finally reached a boiling point, and this is exactly what the Premier League needs. The league needs a rivalry that isn't based on just competitiveness, but emotions, just like the Milan derby and the El Clasico during the period of Jose Mourinho and Pep Guardiola. Arteta is the new Mourinho, and things have become real. How did we get to this place? This is the story of the new El Clasico. Who will prevail, the citizens or the Gunners? The Gunners' coach, Mikel Arteta, has been accused of being a master of the dark arts of football. Time-wasting, tactical fouls, targeting key players and all the other stuff to frustrate opponents are some things that Jose Mourinho really enjoys and regularly deploys. To see Arteta be that same person is refreshing, especially since Arsenal are a really good attacking team, usually. Jose would be proud of Arteta with the way he has approached certain games. He may even want to call him his son. Now Arteta has got some Mourinho-esque comments in him too. He didn't reject the description and even seemed to relish it, as we'll show you soon. Arteta even shifted the allegations back to City. He asked if people had forgotten that he was part of City's coaching staff for years, and he has all the information. After Arsenal's matches against Tottenham and Manchester City, the allegations became even fiercer. Arteta even likes them. Just look at what he said after Arsenal's match against Tottenham.
They love the game and they love winning.
Arteta just wants to win and is ready to compromise on his attacking philosophy and do anything to achieve it. This is one of the ways Arteta is destroying Arsenal too, but we'll make a video for that later, so be on the lookout and subscribe so you won't miss it. Arteta's approach to winning is very different from that of Arsene Wenger's during Arsenal's rivalry with Manchester United. Those were the early stages of Wenger's leadership of Arsenal, the good old days before Arsenal became a participant rather than a contender. That rivalry was epic, and there was a lot of bad blood. Arsenal fans wouldn't forget those crazy clashes between the hot-headed Roy Keane and the no-nonsense Patrick Vieira. Part of the rivalry between the two teams was fueled by their philosophies. United played using the wings and relied on counters, and Wenger introduced a free-flowing attacking football at Arsenal. While Wenger wanted to win, it wasn't going to be at all cost. This was the exact thing that City expected from Arsenal under Arteta. Arteta played under Arsene Wenger and was a key part of the Frenchman's tactics. Then he began his coaching career with Guardiola, who also approached football in a similar way to Wenger. City play a possession game where they patiently pass around opponents to break them down, create chances and score goals. For City, football is like a game of chess in which each player moves in harmony with others. Arteta spent years with Guardiola, and it was from City that he became Arsenal's head coach. With that kind of history, the expectation was that Arteta would approach a game with a set philosophy and not be as pragmatic as he has been in some of his games he has been in charge of. City believe that Arteta should continue from where Klopp has stopped. Jurgen Klopp and Guardiola brought a new dimension to the Premier League, with Liverpool being the team to constantly challenge City's superiority. The way the two teams approached a match was different. Klopp played what he called heavy metal football, which is a direct football that utilises tireless pressing and counter-pressing. We've already talked about how City played earlier in the video. Despite the difference in philosophy, Klopp and Pep see football in the same way. They want to attack relentlessly. City players prefer that. They are used to it even, and they hate that Arsenal wasn't the same. City have been unable to beat Arsenal in recent times. They have now played Arsenal 4 times without a win, so there's a lot of frustration in the City camp. Some of that frustration also comes from some events that happened outside the pitch. Erling Haaland especially has been unable to assert himself when Arsenal and City play and has found it rather difficult to get the better of Gabriel and Saliba. City players have been sending little digs to Arsenal for a while now. Last season, after they won the league, Rodri praised Arsenal for trying hard twice, but questioned their mentality. He said when they played Arsenal, they realised Arsenal didn't want to win, but draw. To Rodri, that was the difference between City and Arsenal. With what Rodri said in mind, it's no wonder that Havertz bumped into Rodri seconds after the first league match they played against each other at the Etihad in the 2024-25 season. 21 minutes into the game, Rodri unfortunately had to be substituted from the match after he suffered what turns out to be a season-ending knee injury. We wish him a speedy recovery. However, with Rodri out, Arsenal began to assert dominance in the game, scoring an equaliser to Haaland's first goal for City in the 22nd minute through a wonderful Ricardo Calafiori strike. Then Gabriel scored another goal to get Arsenal ahead in the first half. Before we continue, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more. Those two goals annoyed City, as they felt Arsenal scored them by cheating. City believed that Arsenal scored the first goal because the referee was trying to talk to Kyle Walker and had called him out of position. Then, for the second goal, City complained that Arsenal crowded out their goalkeeper and prevented him from catching the ball. As the match progressed, Arsenal player Leandro Trossard got a red card in what many football fans believe was a controversial call. Just before the half-time whistle, the referee blew his whistle for a Trossard foul and then gave Trossard a second yellow card for kicking the ball away. City players did the same thing earlier in the match and didn't get any caution. This made Arsenal believe officials were favouring City. When the second half began, Arsenal immediately stopped attacking and set a low block that would make Jose Mourinho, Antonio Conte, Diego Simeone, and even Carlo Ancelotti proud. They put all of their players in their half and resisted wave after wave of attacks. They would have even won if City hadn't finally managed to crack the defense a few moments before the final whistle. That goal created a crazed atmosphere. Fans went wild, and Haaland even wilder. Summoning the spirit of his warrior ancestors, he threw the ball at Gabriel. Gabriel and Saliba have tormented him for the past 2 seasons, so that was understandable. What wasn't understandable was why he didn't get punished for it. Gabriel doesn't need that. He doesn't want the referees to punish Haaland, he intends to do it himself. "We're waiting for them at our ground," Gabriel said after the encounter. "The next City and Arsenal match will be explosive. Or will it? What do you think?" So, how did it get here? How did it come to players issuing veiled threats? How did this rivalry become so heated? Have Arsenal truly gotten under the skins of the City players and staff? With that match, a new rivalry has finally been born. It had been long in the making, but now it's undeniable, and it is better for the Premier League. While City had a rivalry during Liverpool's peak under Klopp, it was based on competitiveness. The one they now have with Arsenal has emotions, conflict, and history. The rivalry with City is inevitable. After all, when City got taken over by the Abu Dhabi United group, Arsenal lost several of their players to City. Emmanuel Adebayor and Kolo Touré joined City in the 2009-2010 summer transfer window. In the first game after that signing, City thrashed Arsenal 4-2 at home. Adebayor scored the third goal and ran the length of the pitch to mock Arsenal fans. City then signed former Arsenal player Silvinho from Barcelona and club legend Patrick Vieira from Inter Milan. Former Arsenal coach Arsene Wenger fumed at this and accused City of using money to lure players, but that didn't stop City. They also signed left-back Gaël Clichy as well as Samir Nasri from Arsenal in the 2011-2012 summer transfer window. Arsenal have done whatever they could to exact revenge on Manchester City. They are one of the clubs asking that City be banned from the Champions League if the allegations against them are true. Arsenal have also consistently criticised Man City of using sports to cleanse the image of Abu Dhabi. But City believe Arsenal are hypocrites because of this, as Arsenal's stadium is owned by the UAE, and they constantly go and train in Dubai. City have also quietly criticised Arsenal's owners for joining the Super League, which they believe is for the sake of money. So, the rivalry between the two clubs is way beyond sporting. It will be interesting to see how long this heated rivalry lasts. Do you think this will be good or bad for Premier League football? Let us know what you think in the comments.